Hey everybody, it's Party Elite, kicking off what I would call an experimental stream, perhaps, as we take a look at the upcoming DLC for Total War 3 Kingdoms. Very excited to do this, trying a different format. This is the year of experimentation, isn't it? Trying something a little different. Hopefully folks can join us today, and it's great to see so many lovely and familiar faces in chat already. Hello everybody. Hopefully y'all can hear me loud and clear. Let me know if there are any issues with audio. As always, I'm keeping an eye out onto chat. But yeah, the plan today is we're going to be looking at all of the new lords and units and everything that's coming with the quote-unquote Nanman DLC. I apologize for any butchery of pronunciations that's likely to happen. My language coach, as it were, hasn't been able to train me on these words yet, but I will get better in time for, you know, more thorough showcases. Hey everybody, how's it going? Yes, surprise stream, Esteban, with Total War no less. Even if I did, I couldn't tell you, CK3. You know how the world is. Hey everybody. Wow, nice to see. We're like a handful of seconds into the stream and already we're hitting some good numbers. Welcome, one and all, to today's little preview stream. I just want to mention, again, if you're already familiar with the channel and you're like, hey, I like that Party Elite guy, and you want to support the channel, there is actually a Humble Bundle link to the DLC in the description down below as well. If you want to pick it up from there, it supports charity as well as the channel. That's a mention for anybody who's watching a VOD as well. And I think I should be able to throw it into chat too. I don't know if my Stream Deck is working properly just quite yet. But Ultimate Legacy, thank you very much for subscribing. Hope you're enjoying the show so far, so to speak. Let's get started, right? Because I've actually got a bit of a time limit that I have to work around. So I'm gonna try and, you know, pace us through to make sure we cover as much as we can, so we can see not just the followers of the flame with their flaming maces, but also the elephants. Yes, there are that many elephants, and the tiger slingers, who unfortunately don't actually sling tigers. They just have slings. I was hoping they'd sling tigers, but, you know, everything's got its limits, I suppose. This is a historical game after all, right? Just bought 3 Kingdoms today, and then my laptop broke. Oh, that sucks. The drama, that sucks. Yes, let's go. I agree. Let's get going. Let's get the party started. So, what I was thinking is what we could do is we could take a look at the different lords themselves. You will see that there are some non-man lords as well that we can investigate. And I know folks like playing romance mode as well as records mode. I'm personally a sucker for records mode, but of course romance mode does include general special abilities and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead, and first thing I think I want to do is touch on the special abilities and setups on these lords, and then we can look at the units a little bit, and maybe we dive into like some battles as well to show them in actual action. Now y'all let me know in chat how you think about that, or what you think about that, how you feel about that. There's a lot to go through and not enough time to go through all of it. Yeah, Noradrenaline, glad you caught the air quotes. and yeah, my language coach is just my fiance. But yeah, so let's go ahead and ironically, you say non-human Sipu. Ironically, the Nanman like name references like is kind of referencing the Nanman as non-human actually. So that's kind of ironic. But let's take a look at Wei Yan, Sun Yu, and Li Ru first, because their unit rosters are largely the same, I'm fairly certain, except for the Juggernaut, but we'll touch on that later. Oh yes, of course, large armies. Yes, you know what? This'll do the trick. Let's get all of you in there as well. And whoa, I just missed a subscription. Sorry about that. Jordan, thank you very much for subscribing. Everybody else does romance mode anyway. Yeah, everybody does romance mode. That's the thing. I like records mode. It gets us a little bit closer to, you know, historical or whatever. But for the purpose of just looking at the warlords, I just want to point out their abilities, I guess, in romance mode in this screen, and then we'll pop into records, dive into battle, and actually have all the units on display and everything. But Wei Yan is a champion. I mean, you can see his stats. This is always going to be one of my gripes with 3 Kingdoms, is like, okay, he's good at stuff. He's fast. Yes, that's speed. He's got good melee base damage. Okay, like the unit cards. Do records, elephants, generals still have abilities? They do, and we'll touch on that in just a second. I guess there isn't much to go over here, so let's do it quickly here. So Wei Yan He's got he's got a reckless strike ability, and he's got Into the Breach. This is at his highest level, by the way, Conqueror of the West. So this will include all their kind of top tier, top level abilities and things like that as well. And of course, we've got his Tenacity of Steel. I believe these are also all base game abilities. Xun Yu has got his Ancient Wisdom buff, Forest Spotting, Invisibility range. Okay, that's kind of funny to touch on because the Nanman will have a lot of stock and things like that, as you'll see in just a moment's time. Inspiring Surge and Turning the Tide. And then we've got Li Ru, who's got Hold Firm, just a passive. We've got Wisdom of the River. Can use if not on Elephant. Oh, it's a debuff, right? So you can target somebody if they're not on Elephant, I guess. And an Unyielding Earth. Pretty standard stuff, right? Got to go to the sauna. Well, Sipu, enjoy the sauna. Hopefully you'll steam away while I stream away, I guess. Lady Elite Magic Lord, thank the Lord for what there, Raffi. Dual battle in the Gate Pass map. I'll probably just pick like a nice flat land so we can get a look at everything properly in action. And I've always found that's kind of like the cleanest way to show these things off. Now, in terms of these guys, now this is where things start to get really interesting, and their units are super interesting as well, of course, because everything is fresh. Everything is fresh. Venkatesh Kumar, thank you for subscribing. Hope you're enjoying the show so far. Is it sandbox mode? This is a custom battle that we're going to play, yeah. So we can go in with whatever we want against an empty army even, I believe, and just show the units off, which is what I'm probably going to do, actually. Now, in terms of selection of general class or level, I suppose, Wisest Chief and King of the Man and Chief of Banner Ravine, Ruler of the Five Valleys, the Rattan King, ooh, a little bit of Skaven, and Descendant of the Flames are our highest levels, and the level above that is just them on elephants, which also comes with its own abilities, so I want to touch on that after we've touched on them with their non-elephant abilities. So King Duosi over here, he comes in with his Eater of Courage, his Black Dragon, extra cunning on that. Now, you'll notice, actually, saying cunning reminds me, these guys are all the same, like, class of general. They're all just, like, Nanman, and so they all have access to similar stuff. It's not like, it's similar units and stuff. It's not like there's a, from my understanding at least, there's not like a Nanman strategist, Nanman champion, etc., etc., etc. It is just Nanman. But yeah, so okay, we've got King Duosi here with his Eater of Courage and the Black Dragon ranged capabilities there. Subdue. What? No, don't. Oh, I see. Okay, it'll just be locked. Well, in that case, let's go ahead and throw them all on elephants. When we dive into the battle, they're all going to be on elephants, because let's be real here. They're, of course, all going to be on elephants. And if you go in on elephants in records mode, you don't end up with a mass unit of elephants. It is just them solo on elephants. Unfortunately, she's got a job, Akis, and she's got her like work day going on right now. It's just noon here, so I can't drag her in to help through the language bits. All right, sorry, I keep getting distracted. My apologies. So King Duosi, we've got. Oh no, see, it does take stuff away. I knew it. Come on, party, believe in yourself. All right, we've got Subdue. We've got Nature's Protection over here, range block, chance melee evasion, morale buffs, Endless Volley for ranged attack rate, and melee attack rate and morale buff as well. And then we've got these Trumpet. So these are only if you're on the elephant. We've got Trumpet, which is a morale drop for people in the area, and we've got Stomp, which is a melee attack. And that's going to be sort of standard across the elephant, so you will occasionally see, for example, Gore on King Meng Huo's elephant. Let's get him off his elephant so we can see his personal abilities as well. Now, he's got the Sworn Brothers, a pair of swords. He's got his King Meng Huo's armor shirt and Red Elite. Yo. I didn't know the name of the horse until right now. That's pretty priceless. Red Elite. All right, we've got, what have we got? So again, he's got Trumpet still. He's also got Stomp and Gore, again, when he's on his elephant. Crippling Blow, again, as long as he's not on his elephant. Melee Evasion drop and Armor drop, fair enough. A Defiant Cry is a morale drop. And then Power of Love, how romantic. Damage resistance and immunity to fatigue, okay. And then Bold Command. Enabled if ally routing in range gives them a little morale buff. Interesting. You can tell I don't care much for romance mode. Sitting at 181 viewers, absolutely. welcome one and all again. Glad y'all could join me on this really random last-minute, middle-of-the-day stream. It's an experiment that I'm glad is sort of working out. Now, if y'all want to see more of this kind of streaming, if this kind of time works for you, if this kind of content works for you, let me know by hitting that like button. It does make a big difference because I look at the numbers after a stream to just understand what people liked and what I can do more or less of, and you know, that kind of thing. So don't hesitate to let me know, folks. Now, King Mulu, who looks like he's flipping the bird just because of how the fingers are cut off over here with the snake. But that aside, apart from birds, apparently he also has a love for snakes. He's got his sworn brothers as well, King Mulu's armor and white elite. Then we've got his ability. Okay, so I should probably look at discipline and courage. Ignore force penalties, mighty knockback, unbreakable. Like, these are all familiar icons, which is why I'm not bothering going through them all every time. We've got expose, melee evasion, buff, and ranged block chance reduction. We've got over here crippling blow. We've already seen that before. And then we've got fury for extra speed and morale. And then if he's on elephant, he's got stomp, gore, and trumpet as well. Am I planning on doing a Troy playthrough? I'll be honest, probably not. Just because there's so much going on. I don't know. Will I be streaming Planet Zoo eventually, at some point, perhaps? Because I need to have like a schedule, a timing plan for that. And you know, episode 100 was fun, but maybe something else, maybe another milestone as well. King Shamoke. Again, I'm butchering these, and I apologize. Mountain Sunder. That's a pretty boss-looking weapon. We've got Red Wind as well as King Shamok's armor. And a monarchical elephant. Interesting. Is that... Okay, that's when I've got him on an elephant. Right, of course. I was like, oh, hang on a second. He comes default... No, he's got brown elite over here as his horse. Disciplinary and courage. Okay, these are all familiar. We've got blow for blow. It's a melee attack. Okay. Can use if has enough health remaining. Okay, just needs... Oh, it actually costs him 10% of his own health, but causes a fair bit of splash damage. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Wei Yan's flag. I don't know. I don't know about that. If that's a... I can't speak to the faction or Liu Bei's flag or anything there, but I'll look into that for you when I can. When I can. Back to King Shamok. Shamoke? I'm not sure. He's got his Southern Wrath melee attack as well. Drops morale, causes splash damage, and then swift steps for extra speed and fatigue reduction, I guess we should call it. Then he's got stomp and trumpet on his elephant, but no gore here. Next up, we've got King Wutugu, and he brings with him... Didn't need to click on that. He brings with him... let's see. Well, not only some Skaven level... I saw y'all mention Radigan in the comments, and I feel that. Radigan, the raddest rat, or whatever. King Wutugu's two-handed axe. All right, we've got King Wutugu's armor, and we've got white elite. Oh, that's two with white elite, is it not? Because King Mulu also has white elite. Good to know. We've got charge negation, ignore force penalties, immune to terror, mighty knockback. Again, trumpet and stomp if on an elephant. No gore here either. Off guard is a melee attack, reducing speed and causing splash damage. Okay. Can use if engaged in a duel specifically or has an attack order. Okay, fair enough. Desperate Rage is enabled if health is below 50%, bumps up his melee damage, both baseline and armor piercing, and also bumps up his morale a little bit. Okay, and then Fury for extra speed and morale. We're starting to see that a fair bit here. Yeah, Bob, Troy is good. It's a fun game. It's a total war game. I can get a lot more in depth about what I like and don't like about it, but that's a different conversation for a different game entirely. I personally think you should go with King Shamoke for what, like a let's play, you mean? Because today, I mean, we're just gonna throw them all onto a battlefield with all of their units. Yeah, I'm really excited to see all their models in action as well. And then we have, of course, let's go ahead and pop her off her elephant, Lady Zhurong. She's got with her a burning mace. She's a fiery character in more ways than one. And the art in this DLC is amazing, but honestly, the art across Three Kingdoms is just amazing, right? Three Kingdoms hits those art direction notes so well, I would say. I personally, big fan. In fact, I was inspired by, at the top right corner, you can see I was pulling Three Kingdoms assets for my, like, super chat donator line up there. Is broken, Tomas? What do you mean? It's just not playing? Oh god, I need to fix that. YouTube being YouTube, it seems. But I'll have to do that afterwards, I guess. Anyway, so we've got our burning mace over here. We've got Lady Jurong's armor, and we have got Red Elite. Sauron, thank you very much for subscribing, bringing your gaze this way onto this channel. Hope you're enjoying this show. We've got Disciplined, Encourage, Ignore Force Penalties, Mighty Knockback, and Unbreakable. Man, all these Unbreakable Lords. I hate fighting against Unbreakable Lords. Flying Daggers is a missile attack can use if not engaged in a pending or active duel and not on Elephant. Okay, requires an enemy target. I would hope so. 20k damage over 15 seconds is not bad, and you get 3 charges of that, I guess. And then we've got Rending Strike, which is a melee attack. Fair enough. Reduced armor, decent bit of splash damage over there. Mulu is best on Elephant, you say. Only 3 new hand characters are not enough. I mean, it's great to have them added with a DLC that has kind of, quote-unquote, nothing to do with them. So, that's pretty cool. The thumbnail? Yeah, that's a YouTube thing, Tomas. I don't know why it's broken. I tried fixing that earlier today as well. And then, okay, so Lady Jurong has Defiant Cry for that morale reduction, and Power of Love as well for damage resistance and immunity to fatigue. Now, if they all end up on their elephants, again, they obviously lose some of the abilities, but gain their trumpets, gores, and stomps depending on who they are. And I think all of them. Okay, so we've got a couple elephant variants over here. The guy in Lubu's faction isn't in custom battles. Oh yeah. There's a new free DLC coming out on the same day as Fierce Wilds. Yes, Andrew, that's kind of like always their approach, and I like it. They always add something free alongside the paid DLC, so that's nice for them to approach it that way. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the elephants really quickly, and then we'll dive on in with the units on the battlefield so that we can actually see them while we're looking at their stats and their abilities and things like that. And we'll do that in records mode because, again, I that's my personal preference. And we've already touched on their abilities and stuff in romance mode, but we can go back in afterwards in romance if you want to see the lords dueling and things like that. So the elephant types we've got the southern elephant, +8 resolve. I'm kind of focused on what they... the key changes they have. They got the resolve, evading capture, and charge bonus. All right. Then we've got the monarchical elephant, which is for cunning, and then capture chance and charge bonus. All right. We've got the another monarchical elephant. Monarchial? Not sure. Southern elephant. We've got the southern elephant again, and then we've got the monarch. Okay, so there's 2 types of elephants. No, not the stream thumbnail. I think it's the Bannerlord episode 58 thumbnail is broken. The character art and models are always great. Yeah, these guys, they're hitting it out the park. Whether they're playing baseball or cricket over there, they're hitting it out the park. Let's go ahead and just drop in all the units because we've got, I think it's 18 new units, and we've got more than enough slots to get them all in here. So why not just throw them on the battlefield, see them in action, because they are, I mean, this is a comprehensive DLC. In terms of, well, everything you're going to see today, and then stuff we'll touch on later as well. See, we have 1 extra general. So, I mean, I think the only thing to do when you have an extra general is to throw in more elephants, right? Right. I see no dissidents in the in chat. Oh, please don't reset my armies. There we go. Cool. I am going to swap attacker and defender so they kind of stay put and we can just focus on our units and stuff. Hopefully I don't have to pause the game. Let's see. Nice to see some total content again. When's the next LP? I would love to see you do romantic Paris RPLP, or are you waiting for Wood Elves? Any Troy content cooking? I don't know about Troy. It's on the back of my mind, but like this is happening at the same time. There's so much going on at the same time. I am also looking forward to the next Warhammer DLC 2. There's a lot happening all at once, so it's a tough call. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm gonna have a quick sip of water here. I'm losing my voice already. We're only like 20 minutes in. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, the Troy units are like, there's some really good ones. There's some like mediocre ones. Like the heroes in Troy all look like astonishing. Like the details on the shields and stuff, just mind blowing. Flamethrowers, right? Actually, where are our? Right, I guess these guys will have their juggernauts. Just give everybody juggernauts. Conqueror of the West. It'll be the strategist here. Yeah, let's go ahead and get you your Juggernaut here, buddy. Let's make sure we actually at least get something in here. And just to make sure we can see them in action and the AI can't choose not to not to use them. Let's just throw them all in there. Can I turn the music down a bit? Absolutely. Didn't realize it was too loud. Let's go ahead and... Let me know if that's better for you in terms of audio. Hello, Salman. Hopefully you're having a nice day. And what else? 3K is nice, but kind of overpriced, especially when all the DLC are included. Still waiting for a sale to pick it up. Yeah, I mean, there's got to be a Steam sale soon, right? When it's going to drop in price or something. Let's begin. Yeah, sure, let's begin. I don't think I've got anything else to do over here. Yeah, I believe I've got... These guys don't have, like, any special new units or anything to show off over here, unless I've horribly missed something. The Xi Liang Cavalry. I think we're good. Let's go ahead and dive on in. Let's try and move forward. Just add more elephants. Yeah, damn right. The way of life. Mulu is best on elephants. I thought I got everybody on an elephant for the end there. I will check. Better? Okay, cool. Yeah, keep letting me know if audio is an issue or anything like that, and I will adjust accordingly. I saw another message earlier that I wanted to touch on. Oh, first live stream for Brun, not 100% sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but glad you could make it. Yeah, experimenting with times and stuff this this year a little bit. This is actually excluding my first year on the channel. This is like my my first, I think, weekday live stream I've ever done. So if it works, and that's great, because then I'll do them more often. Oh my god, I think I have too many elephants on here. The frame rate dropped there on an i9 processor with a what, GTX 1080. All right. I mean, first of all, let's just appreciate the beauties here. Like, visually, my lord, right? I'm so excited. It's so nice to... Oh, okay, sorry. That was adorable. I'm so excited to finally have the elephants in here. I feel like for a lot of us, the arrival of elephants was an inevitability. We kind of like knew it was going to happen eventually. It's like, okay, when are the Nanman coming? When are the Nanman coming? Well, here it is, and they are just absolutely beautiful. Level of detail, and just look. Whoa, didn't mean to clip through you there, buddy. Sorry. Like, look at the, like, you know, the paintwork and stuff on the skin textures and stuff as well. Loving it. I am loving it. And we've got, like, as you can see, variable textures as well. So it's not just like clone war paint. It's not like industrial manufactured war paint. There is a little bit of variety there. Of course, you're going to have some repeating. It's not a 1,000 gigabyte DLC or anything. But it's just nice to see just little details like that here and there. But okay, that's a lot of looking at elephants. There are some other units that look pretty glorious as well. It's not all about the elephants. I'm partial to the animal, so you can expect a little bit of that partiality showing through. Let's go ahead and start at the... I mean, geez, what's the best way to go through this? It's not as convenient. The unit card method is not as convenient as it was back in, like... what's the word I'm looking for? Like Warhammer and stuff, where I can just line them up and it's a straight line. But it's more or less the same. I'm complaining pointlessly here. Let's go ahead and bring our generals over first so we can see them in all their glory, and then we'll take a look at their units. So again, this is records mode, but because they're on their elephants, they are solo sort of charging it. It's actually a question I asked the devs when they first mentioned it. I was like, so... if you get a general in records mode on an elephant, what happens? No, they get soloed onto their elephants, and I mean, it still looks glorious. But how great would it be to have a full what's the word I'm looking for? Like contingent of elephants alongside your general. That's how I would ride in. They should ride bun-buns into battle. Yeah, rabbits, the most lethal of animals. Hey man, rabbits can mess you up. Rabbits will mess up your day if they stomp on you or if they bite you. Those teeth are sharp. But yeah, I mean, nothing too wild. Sorry, I hope my puns aren't going to drive you furious today. Nothing too wild to see with the generals. I would say they're models on elephant back. They look great, cool. We'll see them in action. We'll get into a fight where we can actually see the animations and stuff in action. Let's take a look at some of these units, though. So this is where things kind of get interesting, because one of the things I always mention with the DLC prior is like the units kind of all become the same, I guess. Hey, if you are getting it, I humbly request that you check out the Humble Bundle link that I'm going to throw. It should show up in chat, but it'll also be in the description down below. If you buy it there, you support the channel as well as charity. So just something to think about. It is in the video description down below. Something to think about. And it is on sale as well there, so you will get your savings too. But yeah, what I was saying was, I find the units, even with all the DLC, often they kind of fall into the same categories or the same, you know, like subcategories of unit types. But because we have a completely fresh roster here, I am curious to kind of see and explore how different they feel. In that sense as well. So, for example, I mean, I guess it'll be all the low tier to higher tier as we go from left to right because of how we assign them. So that's helpful at least. We've got our Ravine Warriors, who I guess are, you know, bottom of the barrel. And if the term expendable didn't give it away, then they're definitely bottom of the barrel here. Looking pretty good. The beards are a little taped on, but looking pretty good. Oh yeah, there we go. That's a good look there, buddy. That's what I'm talking about. Beastly weapons as well. So they've got, they're expendable, good against shields. Assault roll. Excels at charging enemy front lines, slaying all in their path. Very baller. Loose formation is all that's available to them, and of course ignoring forest penalties. You will see that be a consistent theme for the Nanman. Of course it makes sense considering where they're from. And you know, just trying to encompass that, and their style of fighting is a little different as well. Is there a new general with a snake or just art? That is just the art. That is King Mulu's art. It looks like he's got a snake and he's flipping the bird behind it. I'm never gonna get over that. Maybe that's one of his like Easter egg animations or something. But no, I don't believe he has a snake actually on him apart from the snake skin like belt buckle there. Which also pretty baller. Again, the character art is on point with this DLC, and just across 3 kingdoms, really. All right, so next up, after the Ravine Warriors, we've got our Nanman Warriors. And these guys have got their shields as well. So let's see, we've got, just trying to look at the stat comparison. Again, the unit cards are what they are, but looking at the stat comparison, again, we see that massive uptick in block chance, right? 60%. So it'll keep your people alive, but not immune to tower shots and things like that. Oh, you were talking about CK3. Ah, gotcha. Sorry, I misread that section. Is there a new general with snake? Just checking on chat real quick. Want to make sure I haven't missed anything. Pocket snake. Oh dear. Getting me demonetized over here. Be noble. So Nanman Warriors. These guys also light axe infantry, assault roll, good against shields. Again, that's another, I think, pretty standard thing we'll see across Nanman if memory serves me right. No advanced formations outside of the loose formation. We've advanced, if you will. But these guys have the fire resistance. There is a fair bit of you know, fire in base game as well, and the Nanmen bring fire as well. These guys have fire resistance, and you'll see that relatively often as well. Across the board with some of these units. And stone weapons, yeah, we've got like clubs, and we've got these like maces that are basically just rocks attached to the end of bamboo. The Nanman tribes are a bit more like, let's call it rough around the edges, I suppose. And that's I would say that's pretty nicely represented across the board over here in terms of their like aesthetic and all that, and their art as well. Which we'll touch more on when we can, like getting into, you know, campaign and things like that, but we'll touch on that later. They add a lot of new face textures. Is good for mods, adding new characters. Actually, yeah, what is it looking like Clone City? Let's see. We've got, I'll look down here. We've got some twins up front. Matching hairstyles and stuff. That's okay. Twins are a thing. How about over here? Yeah, you know, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's a good variety, I would say. It's a good variety. Also, just look at the detail on the armor shell there and stuff. Loving it. All right, so next up, we have our Valley Tribesmen. You think the fire damage is... No, it's fire resistance. Oh, they're weaker to fire. Interesting. Good catch there. Negative 100% fire resistance would imply, yes, they take more fire damage. Now that is, I guess it's because they're wearing flammable armor. Okay, that does make sense. Interesting, because I would assume that, you know, considering they have units like Followers of the Flame, whose maces are not actually lit up like their unit cards would suggest, you'd see fire resistance. But I'm letting my Warhammer head get activated there, where it's like, oh, fire, so they must have fire-resistant units. My apologies there. Good catch. Thank you, CK3. All right, we've got CK3 benchmarks, I mean. We've got the Valley Tribesmen up next, so they've got the same negative 100% fire resistance, yes. Frontline roll, blocks melee attacks, missile defense, again, 60%. They've got block chances as well with their little turtle shields over here. Turtle. We have shield wall formation and circle formation for them as well. Now, shield wall will increase ranged block chance to a whopping, what? Ooh. I wonder how that actually looks really nice with the round shields and the coloration and stuff, little red spot coloring and stuff. Interesting. Back up. What does the circle look like over here? Oh, that's such a boss pose. It looks so good. Okay. Anyway, sorry. Back to your regular formation, please. There we go. And moving on to our Wuling Fighters. These guys, again, just I don't think I'm gonna get over how like different they feel, even just visually. Not to say in battle, but like just visually how different they feel. It's great. It's refreshing. Now, the Wuling Fighters, also frontline good in melee. Slayer of Heroes. Interesting. Now, I wonder if that translates to Slayer of Generals in Records mode, or if that's just specifically for Romance mode. I would assume it applies to Records mode as well. You see how quickly they melt the units? Yeah, for sure. We'll throw them into the flaming meat grinder, I suppose, in a moment. Now here, okay, so we've got a fire resistance issue. Loose shield wall circle. Again, 60% block chances with their round shields. Increased ranged block chance, of course, when they finish forming up here. And the charge negation. I mean, we know how shield wall works, I suppose, from the base game. Tribal Pride. Extra. Okay, so enabled if in combat with enemy general. Extra melee damage, both to base and armor piercing. Very cool. Okay, that does change the dynamic a little bit. Where if you're on the battlefield against the Nanman, you'll want to avoid the specific units and stuff more so than others. 300% bump is no joke. You get a couple of those forming your generals. I'd like to see how quickly that gets the job done, I guess. Nico, I thought I saw you say the armor looks janky. How do you mean janky? In what sense? Curious. Imagine painting all those shields. Oh wait. Oh dear. I suppose so. Though I don't know about the Nanman. I don't know if they had like sort of slave labor kind of stuff. I mean, probably, right? It's a thing. Shout out to the Bamboo Boys. I guess so. Hold on. I think I skipped past our. Nope. That was our Wuling Fighters. Axe throwers are up next. So axe throwers, one would assume they are ranged. Yes, has ranged weapons. Let's take a look at those. They've got. Looks like they have weapons. Okay, is it a pair of ranged weapons or? Just trying to see if we can't. Nah, it's kind of clipping through. Oh, yeah, okay, these are axes as well. I get a proper look. Oh man, it's the back of the shield as well. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Now, assault roll good against shields, ranged weapons. What is their range though? I suspect not too much range. Range? Yes. First try. 50. Okay, so like really poor range. Yeah, be noble. Those guys, the Wuling fighters were, I guess, assassin units because of their anti-general and anti-lord capability, if you will. But yeah, so okay, we've got our axe throwers, right? So I take it they get a couple shots in and they dive into battle because their melee is not that great. Interesting. Melee damage is poor. Charge bonus is decent. Okay. Let's see here. All right, they're not. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, they get into range, toss a couple axes, and I guess you could throw them into to melee afterwards. They don't have that much ammo or anything, not that much ammo or anything at all. I don't follow what you're saying there, Teresa Moeller. I don't follow you. Sorry. They don't seem very effective. Oh, you mean janky in terms of armor? Yeah, I mean, so the Nanman, they are very much, again, a lot more quote-unquote tribal, so to speak, in terms of how they were represented, if I'm not mistaken, both in like Romance and in the records we do have of the era. In fact, Nanman is partly I'm gonna mispronounce this word, pejorative. I never pronounced that right. And they were, you know, othered and stuff like that. And it is the janky armor is very much, you know, fitting, I suppose, of that kind of a thing. Yeah, they do get the bonus against shield, a humpier rogue. I guess I was thrown off by like, okay, they're axe throwers is their name, so where do they prioritize? But I guess, yeah, they get into range, they toss a couple of axes, and then you throw them into melee. They'll get the job done-ish, I suppose. It's also funny just trying to familiarize myself with the standard for the Nanman and comparing it to the standard for the, you know, the non-man units, I suppose. And we've got our Nanzong champions over here. Look at these shields. Oh, that's so cool. I kind of want to own a shield that looks like this. Like the interweaving bamboo and whatnot. Oh, it's so nice. Okay, sorry, getting way too distracted. Now, these look like actual proper axes now, finally. Medium axe infantry, there we go. See, they've got some better armor now. They've got some better armors now. Nanman just means southern barbarians. No, yes and no. It also, I believe, Nan, the character is means lizard, and so they're like the lizard people of the south. Like there's a layer there. It's like an ogre or like an onion. There's layers, layers that I'm not looking to unpack right now, but layers that these guys have as well. When I guess they get into their turtle formation, I want to see what that looks like actually with these shields. That looks pretty good. Oh, hey, the shields have a little bit of color variation and stuff as well. That's nice to see. I wish there was a bit more of that, actually. It all looks pretty, like... I mean, I guess it makes sense. A lot more, like, natural colors and it's not painted armors or painted gear. No, you know, ain't nobody got time for that. Actually, you know what? I guess I take back my statement. I like the fact that it's all kind of natural colors more so. Turtle formation's looking pretty good. I want to see... I think they have the shield wall formation as well, right? Go ahead and pop them into that. I want to see what that looks like with these more kind of like diamond shields. Oh, that looks pretty dope. That does look pretty cool. It's neat to see how like these same formations and stuff feel so different with the different shield shapes. I mean, it makes sense. They're so aesthetically and visually, they're so dependent on the shape of the shield. That looks pretty cool. What about the circle formation? Sorry, I know we were looking at stats, but then I just want to see what this looks like. Yeah, pretty cool. Same pose and stuff, but the pose looks cooler with a sword, but it still looks dope. All right, let's see. The Nanzong champions. Assault roll, good against shields and missile defense, 55%. So, weird. Okay, it's a reduced block chance. Reduced block chance specifically. Yeah, exactly, Humpy Rogue. It's like it's a word that kind of evolved over time. Keith Thomas, hey, how's it going? How you feeling? Having a good... Wednesday, I hope. I had to check the day. Oh, 2020, when will you end? I doubt it'll end in December, let's be honest. 2020 is going to go on. What do we got here? So fire resistance reduction. We've got guerrilla deployment here. Ignore forest penalties. Loose formation, shield wall, turtle, and circle. We're familiar with those. But yeah, the 55% range block chance is interesting. You'd expect these bigger shields to do better, but I guess they make up for it elsewhere. Compared to like their other buddies here who have that 60% plus, of course, you know, shield walls and things like that. But moving on, we're now looking at the Wu Guo axe throwers. All right, so axe thrower kind of has it in the name right there. Let's see here. So they have less ammunition, same range as the prior axe throwers we saw. There's a decent comparison point over here. So a little bit better in melee, but at the cost of some ammunition from range, I suppose. Fair enough. The Nanman had like full body heavy bamboo shields that would make shield walls and turtle formation OP. Yeah, I guess. We might see some more of that with some of their heavier units. They do have heavier units as well. But let's see. So we've got fire resistance over here. Sorry. Assault roll, good against shields, ranged weapons, cool. Fire resistance reduction, disciplined. Okay, interesting. So these guys will at least stick around for a bit longer when generals drop. Ignore forest penalties and loose formation is all they have. Cool, fair enough. Then the followers of the flame. No actual flaming maces again, despite the unit card, but those are... Man, those would hurt. Imagine that coming down on your head, or coming up from down below to your other head. Roll, assault, deals fire damage. Okay, so these must be like sensors or something. There has to be like something going on in there. Maybe when we hit start battle, the flames will start showing. We'll see. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on them. Deals fire damage. Okay, splash attacks. Fair enough. That makes sense. These giant weapons. Disciplined and ignore forest penalties. No block chances. These guys are basically like naked as far as protection is concerned. So you're seeing, you're going to maybe see them melt away as they make their charges. But once they get in, I mean, melee charge bonus. Okay, melee attack rate. Okay. Okay. No, like basically no armor piercing there. All right, fair enough. Curious to see these guys in action. What have we got next? We've got our Tiger Warriors. Now, the Tiger Warriors are called Tiger Warriors not because they're, you know, Tiger Warriors, but because they are Tiger Warriors. This tiger doesn't seem to have a handler. Okay, the front line of tigers do not have their handlers. All right, fair enough. I'm very curious to see these guys in action. Because, yeah, tigers, yo. Now, those of you that follow my channel for other things as well, like Planet Zoo, will know I am partial to tigers. So I'm very, very excited to see these guys in action. Though, of course, you know, in this historical Total War 3 Kingdoms game, I wonder the use of Tiger Warriors in this region at the time. And if someone can illuminate me, please do. Those maces would be covered in tar, which they would light once battle starts. Yeah, I assume when we hit play, we'll see the fire effects and stuff come through. Rabbits, and hamsters seem to be very good throwables. I mean, I guess they could cause some concern at the very least. All right, Tiger Warriors, good for assault. Yeah, I'd say they've got tigers. Good against shields. All right, has wild animals. You don't say. The unit has a number of animals under its control. Once unleashed, these animals will bite, claw, and maul enemies. Now, it looks like health is kept separate between the unit and the animal itself. So that I'm very curious about. Yeah, Tiger plus Warriors. Good point. Good point, Gonna Swin. Oh my god. But yeah, this looks like Tigers plus Warriors, and I'm curious how the health drops. I would assume if the handlers all die. Yeah, I was being facetious. A hump your rogue. I was being facetious. But yeah, I would assume if all the handlers die, then the unit dies as well. But I guess we'll see as we get into it. Oh, they are unbreakable. Now that's interesting. I mean, a tiger getting charged by an elephant. Let's say you're doing Nanman versus Nanman. A tiger getting charged by an elephant. I don't know how likely the tigers are to... I don't know. We'll see. A stampede of elephants heading your way. I don't know. Ignore forest penalties. Disciplined. Scare, of course. They're tigers. And the fire resistance reduction. All right. Very curious about this. Very, very curious about this. Also very curious as well, in the different sense of the word curious. The records mode still includes Tiger Warriors. So why do you feel they might reuse the animations for bears for Kislev? If they do and we get Kislev, then all right. Yeah, so even in records mode, you have access to these, you know, ahistorical units and whatnot. So it's like, you know, Sherwood archers and battlefield assassins from Medieval 2 and whatnot, I guess. So there's that little bit of artistic liberty, I suppose. Streamlabs is not liking the extreme unit sizes, I guess. Normally I have no issue with OBS, but Streamlabs is causing me some struggles here. My apologies. We'll sort that out in a bit. Might of the Valley. Now these are axes. Oh man. That's a pretty good look. That's a pretty good look. I like that look. Assault roll, good against shields, good charges. Okay, cool. Berserk. All right, if health is below 50%, melee damage gets bumped up. A small bump, 15%. Actually, 15% is not bad. 15% is not bad. And their charge bonus, geez, 233. Okay, serious business here. And increased melee attack rate as well when they go berserk. That's altogether, that's not a bad situation to be in when their health drops. All right, interesting. Now we've got the Nanman Spearmen. Now the Nanman Spears, if I'm not mistaken... Yes, they've got their charge reflection against mounted units, disciplined, ignore force penalties, of course, and loose formation as well. They're anti-cavalry, good against mounted. Is that not the same thing? Or are you good against elephants as well? Is that why it's kind of listed separately? Weak against missile attacks, of course. No shields or anything. They're basically naked over here. And even the spear is just like sharpened bamboos, basically, like bamboo sticks or pieces or whatever you want to call them. But then we have our wolf pack. Now these guys, you'd think if the Tiger Warriors have tigers, the wolf pack would have wolves, but no. But no. The wolf pack instead has spears. And javelins, I believe, actually. Javelins, and they've got the little weapon over here, which I'm actually not... Yeah, okay, it is clipping. I was like, I don't recognize the shape, but that's because it's clipping. It is a spear as well. Now, the wolf pack, if I can get the camera to settle down here. Man, honestly, the lighting engine in Three Kingdoms is through the roof. Beautiful. All right, wolf pack. Total War Three Kingdoms. Hey, everybody. Hey, Belvedere, I assume. How's it going? Looks familiar to Warline animations. I wonder if there is any overlap. But, like, at the same time, big cats, they all kind of move. Like, a big cat is a big cat, right? Like, an elephant is an elephant. They kind of move in elephant ways or in big cat ways, right? It happens. Yeah, the pointy sticks are nice. I like the dedication to the cause of this kind of more rough around the edges look and whatnot. But Wolfpack, assault roll, good against shields, it has ranged weapons. Again, very little ammunition there. A little bit better range than those throwing axes. Makes sense. These are a bit more, I guess, aerodynamic, so they get just that little bit farther. So slightly better there, a bit more ammo as well. And then they dive on into melee. Now let's actually compare them real quick with the low tier axe thrower unit here. Oh, interesting. So these guys are completely unshielded, whereas those, yeah, axe throwers, they did have their shields, right? Fair. Jabby, I don't know why YouTube didn't like that message, but let's go ahead and get that coming back through here. Just join the spear and javelin and you get a bunch of Jedi. What? Only if the javelin's on a string and you can kind of pull it back and use the kind of force throw. All right, so fire... I completely skipped past this. Pack Hunters here is new, but fire resistance reduction, scare... Interesting. Charge reflection versus mounted, discipline, guerrilla deployment, cool. Ignore ground type, so no speed penalties at all, and then ignore forest penalties as well. Okay. Pack Hunters here. Friendly units are in range with this abilities. Okay, so if you have multiple units with the same ability near each other within the 45-meter effect range, then you get a melee charge bonus, you get a speed bonus, and a charge speed bonus. Ah, gotcha. Okay. So you basically never want to take the wolf pack in solo. I really like the, they're starting to come to their own with, you know, historical units feeling special and different on the battlefield. I felt the same way about Troy, and I'm feeling the same way here as well. Like, that's, okay, interesting. Now you've got a unit that you will want to treat differently, more differently than, you know, put my spears in shield wall formation. I like this. Okay, interesting. Now, again, anything I share right now, these are very premature opinions and stuff, so take them all with a grain of salt. I intend to do a review when I can. That'll go through, like, how all this actually plays out. But so far, some of these little details are promising at the very least. Now, these guys also looking pretty cool. Now, they have the little kind of bamboo coverings down over here, the war paint as well. Good bit of textural variety, it seems. Yeah, they've got some varied painting, relatively similar. Still okay, because like the hair and the clothes and stuff make them feel different enough. But the Sanjiang poison spears, interesting. Okay, so anti-cav, good against mounted, poisoned weapons. Weapons of this unit are coated in poison, inflicting lingering armor-ignoring damage on foes that are hit. So this isn't just a slowdown, this is a damage over time, like a dot. So that'll be kind of like hit-and-run tactics, maybe? Or, again, anti-cavalry, and if the AI continues to charge headfirst into anti-cavalry units, then that could be very, very devastating. We've got Charge Reflection, of course. We've got Disciplined, Ignore Forest Penalties, and Loose Formation. Nothing too wild over there, but they do seem to... Yeah, the poison weapons is interesting. Next up, we've got the Nanzang Spearmen. These guys, good. They've got their spear wall formation. But okay, before we get to that, anti-cav, good against mounted, of course. Got a nice view over here while we're looking at these stats. So there's something to look at that isn't just kind of like upskirt shots. So these guys, anti-cavalry, good against mounted, weak against missile attacks. Fair. Again, I guess they just basically only have their little, you know, breastplate, if we can call it that, the breast piece, breast bamboo. Fire resistance reduction. We've got Charge Reflection versus Mounted, Disciplined, Ignore Force Penalty, Loose, Spear Wall, and Hollowed Square. So, what does that Spear Wall look like over here? Yeah, I mean, it's the same, you know, standing position. Oh, hey, you've got... Oh, there's some fancier spears among the bamboo lot. Very interesting. And yes, that's very as in V-A-R-Y, because I can't help myself if the pun shows itself. All right, cool. That's Okay, kudos. That's, you know what, as far as the spear wall is concerned, I like it. Okay, it's a small touch, but it's the little details I find that make the difference between, oh, just another, just another unit, and like, oh, hey, neat, some actual, again, showing that rough around the edges, the kind of maybe less organized, and even more organized armies, you would get, weapon discrepancies and stuff, right? Like, just remember Medieval, for example. And here we have our hollow square as well. This guy's just kind of adjusting their, things are getting sticky, I guess. Must be kind of hot standing in the sun like this. All right, cool. Cool. I can get behind that. Good stuff. Moving on, though, we've got our Javelin Spearmen. No points for guessing what their weapons are. Javelin Spearmen. Okay. Anti-cav, ranged weapons, weak against missile attacks. It's got all the hair on their heads instead. Oh, you're talking about the lack of body hair compared to Troy? I love that the spears are rusty. Makes you think they're probably looted hand spears. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's those little touches. It's like, there's a story there. I appreciate that detail. I do. I really do. And, I mean, sure, maybe not a mechanics thing, but aesthetics is a big part of this stuff, right? The bamboo breastplate looks like they just took out the bottom and handles of a bamboo basket and squeezed through. You know? Hang on a sec. Kind of, because they got the shoulder straps as well. I'm not gonna get that image of like battle preparation out of my head now. I'm just like, oh, it's time to fight. Let's get down to business. Everybody put on your buckets. All right, the Javelin Spearmen, anti-cav. They've got their ranged weapons, of course. Again, very little ammunition. Range is just, marginally better than those axe throwers. So not really your ranged contingent here, but they have that. You go in, you throw a couple javelins, you dive into melee then. Cool, all right, fair enough. Now I think we're getting into the more medium, yes, equipped units over here. All right. Next level of shields up. Oh, this guy doesn't have a shield. Poor Bannerman here. Oh dear, front line, no shield. Listen, that's pretty boss. But these are looking pretty nice as well. And do we have spear variety here too? I'm just taking a quick gander. I mean, we've got the color variation, of course. Bamboo in different colors. But no, it looks like they don't have any quote unquote looted hand spears, which is, I guess, different unit classes have different things in that regard. But also just the decorative elements on the shields themselves. Do we have any kind of variation or anything like that? No, it looks pretty consistent. I wonder if it's trying to represent a slightly more organized unit. Oh, look at those shoulder pieces, pads, whatever you want to call them. Nice touches. Very nice. Even the little helm over here. It's like feather helm. Feather in bamboo. Cool. All right, sorry. Back on task over here. Back on task. Oh, I love the lighting on the way the wood catches the light. Love it. Okay, so these guys are frontline. Encourage allies. Cool. And has ranged weapons. Sad to say they don't show quivers or holsters. Yeah, it makes you wonder where's the ammunition 5 store. Yeah, that's a good point. That's always going to be one of my questions with these kinds of things, I guess. Emptying javelins and quivers and whatnot. So we got the reduced fire resistance, charge reflection versus mounted, disciplined, ignore forest penalties, a loose formation, shield wall formation, turtle formation, and circle formation. And again, in terms of weapons and their range capabilities, nothing too spectacular here, but that's not the point. No, just a couple more units, Esteban, just a couple more units. Yeah, exactly. These are more proper shields, but still not like Han shields, but perhaps Han exposed units is a way to think about it. Like, oh, hey, shields like that are pretty good. We could have shields like that. Or it's just higher quality units, have access to better equipment. Just the way the cookie crumbles, the way the world works, right? Yeah, this looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. That's the turtle formation. Covering their heads and all. We've got our shield wall formation as well. Again, it's going to be the same. That looks good with the spear as well. And it's actually different. The axes and swords, I believe, had a higher kind of gripping position. And these spears have a lower position. That looks good. That looks good. I like that. And then we've got our circle, of course. And again, same kind of a thing. I guess the grip is a little bit kind of lower angled up. Very neat. Very neat. again, just trying to cover the visual bases as well. Let me know if I'm spending too much time on anything or anything like that. I'm really looking to you guys for, you know, feedback, whether it's in chat or in the comments afterwards as well if you're watching the VOD, because I would like to do this more often. I think it's a nice kind of chill way to look at stuff when there's fresh stuff coming. Now here we have Shields of the South, which ironically, they seem to have shields that are maybe a little bit weaker than these guys. What's the block chance here? 55%. And here... 55%, okay. I was like, hold on, didn't drop from 55 to 17. Okay, so about the same. With that name, I'd expect them to have like a 80% block chance or something. Like, can we get an angle where we can actually see... Oh, look at that. That's nice and intricate. I like that. A little, like, thread connections as well, and it's stretching nicely up there. There's a little bit of clipping and stuff, but look at how that kind of, like, moves along the ridge there and stuff. Little details that you'll never notice when you're actually fighting in battle, but it's cool to notice when you do this kind of stuff or when you're doing cinematic shots and things like that. That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. And again, the poor guy with the banner, it's just no shield, just trusting on his buddies. Trusting on his buddies. Oh my god, Nate from Turkey coming in with a donation. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that greatly. Thanks for the smart, clear, and consistent content. I appreciate it. Well, I appreciate you and your kind words, Nate from Turkey. That really does mean a lot. And donations and things like that make a huge difference for these streams as well, making them viable and whatnot. So thank you very, very much. Very, very much. I apologize if I missed that earlier. So focused in on the thread on the armor here. These guys are, yeah, frontline, encourage allies, good in melee. So this unit is led by a person of great renown who inspires the morale of those around them. Interesting. Okay. So just a morale bump. Charge reflection, fire resistance issues, disciplined, ignore force penalties, loose, shield wall, spear, turtle, and hollowed square. So let's go ahead and take a look at that spear shield wall. Gonna look, you know, familiar, I'm sure. Surprised we don't have any turtle shell shields. How big do the turtles get around, like in this part of the world? I guess you could string together a bunch of turtle shells. I wouldn't know the historicity of that, or even the, you know, romance of that. Like, a lot of the stuff I imagine is inspired by the writings in Romance of the Three Kingdoms, the descriptors in Romance of the Three Kingdoms, because even though the Nanman tribes were historically not very involved in this time period, as far as records go, at least, based on my minimal research, I'm not super familiar, so I'll be completely frank about that. But in records, they do get very involved in some of the campaigns of the, you know, Han would-be emperors and whatnot, kings, if you will. So I'm curious about that. Oh, for sure. But thank you nonetheless regarding the donation. It does mean a lot. Sea turtles are massive. Yeah, good point. But maybe there was like a, hey, don't hurt the sea turtles kind of cultural thing going on. You never. It's hard to know. But I'll do some research on that because now I'm curious. You've made me curious. Because they'd make good shields, one would assume, better than like wicker and bamboo and whatnot. But of course, we've got our kind of standard hollowed square over here. Nothing too wild. That's them taken care of. What have we got next? Now we get into some of our range units and whatnot. So let's go ahead and actually move these guys away so we can just make some more room for maneuverability here. First up, the Nanman Slingers. These guys, they've got some melee clubs as well. They've got their slings packed up, balled in their fists, I guess, until it's time to actually start slinging. Let's take a look at what they bring with them. Again, these, now we're talking about actual ranged units and stuff. That isn't braided armor, it's rattan armor. Oh dear. In Pacific Ocean, they get big. Yeah, for sure. I guess they do get pretty large. The material of the Nanman we're getting in the DLC is almost entirely derived from the Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Oh yeah, well, exactly, 100%. Like that, but I don't know if Romance has mention of like turtle shell shields and things like that. And yeah, in records there are basically no records. Densetsu the 7th just got here. So is it Nanman? Oh wait, whoa, chat scrolling down here. So is it confirmed that this is all on the same map as normal with new Southwest provinces? No comment. Again, folks, this is early access, and of course, I guess I should mention early access thanks to Creative Assembly. I was so excited to dive in, I forgot to mention that early on. I'll mention it in the VOD's like description as well. Early access is thanks to, of course, the folks at Creative Assembly, who once again have deemed me worthy for the early access. So thanks to them, I'm able to cover this on the channel. But of course, with that comes certain things I can't speak about yet, and we'll touch on campaign when we can. Let me put it that way. Shall we say an enthusiastic recreation of a few chapters in romance? That's a fairer way to put it, I suppose. What are your settings? No, we're all on ultra. It's just I'm also using large armies, which is maybe why we're getting a little bit of stuttering while I have my streaming software trying to stream at the same time. That might just be doing the trick here. But back on topic. Nanman slingers. They're skirmishers, they're expendable, and they have paltry armor. This is the first time I've seen it written out. I've seen a lot of units with paltry armor, I'll tell you that. But let's see. So they're disciplined, ignore forest penalties, loose formations are only option here. Now that's some actual ammunition. They got 99 ammo, so that's a bit more on par with, quote-unquote legit ranged units, which, oh, interesting. I would expect the archers to naturally have... No, so these are more the ranged units that you'll be fielding in terms of ammo count and range of 100. Okay, fair enough. And if we have ranged attack rate, okay, 25. Just trying to remember my averages over here. Range damage, they're all right. That ranged damage, armor piercing, it's a touch. It's a touch. I don't know how effective they'll be. They'll do the job though, right? When you get like 4 of them just slinging their rocks into one unit and reducing its will to fight, especially the lower tier units, right? Like they'll do the job nice and early for sure. But then obviously you don't want to throw them into melee, as is the case with slingers. So if the tiger slingers don't sling tigers, I assume these slingers don't sling fellow Nanman. I would love to see that. It's like a Blood Bowl. Just pick a guy up, toss him in. He goes in with his club swinging. Listen, man. I'd pay for that. We've got our Wuling slingers up next. Skirmishers, crosses all terrain. An intimate knowledge of the land enables this unit to move freely across any terrain, whether that means fording rivers, navigating forests, or traversing deserts. It's an interesting way to put it. Does it imply that deeper rivers are also crossable? I don't know. That's an interesting way to word that detail. We've got fire resistance reduction, disciplined, ignore forest penalties, loose formation. All right, nothing too wild there. A bit more ammo over here. Same range of 100. Fair enough. And the range damage 25 and 6 armor piercing. All right, fair enough. Next up, we have actual archers, fire archers, who presumably only fire flaming shots. They've got their giant little melee weapons as well, though I don't know if they're any good at melee. No, not particularly. But I guess, in a pinch, you can throw them in there if you absolutely have to. Allison Carr, thank you for subscribing. Hope you're enjoying the show, whether it's this you're watching or something else. I hope you are having a good time. Let's see. Where was I? So, rear line, of course, missile attack, poor in melee. Yeah, it says it right there. Very, very crystal clear. Nothing too wild with these folks, apart from, I guess, they're fire archers. Next up, we have our... Wait, where am I? I'm over here. We've got our Senjiang poison darts. All right, now things start to get interesting with our ranged units. Things start to get interesting. So first of all, absolutely gorgeous little, like, blowpipes. Just a little texturing. I know, I'm talking about a cylinder as if it's the Mona Lisa, but you could be so lazy about this stuff that when you're not, it's nice to see. Like, it's just the little paint details, the little tips and things like that. It's just nice. Again, you'll never zoom in like this mid-battle, but for cinematics and things like that, it's a nice touch. All right, what are we looking at, though? So these guys are skirmishers. They have poison weapons as well. They're poison blowpipes. Poor in melee, of course. Over here, we've got fire resistance reduction, disciplined, ignore forest penalties, stock. It's quite a few units, if I'm not mistaken, that have stock. Jason Tang, I cannot read, I will assume, well, I can't read simplified or traditional Chinese, which I assume it is one of those. Please keep it in English in chat. Thank you. Stock, there are a couple of units that do stock, so that again is bringing in how the Nanman, at least ranged units, will play a little differently. And then, of course, loose formation. Nothing too wild there. 48 ammunition, okay. Very little range, though. Now, what I like... Yeah, Chameleon's Kingston 3K. I was just about to say that. Well, what I like about the stock in Three Kingdoms, and what I'm curious to see in action, is in Three Kingdoms, the detection range is a lot tighter. You can get a lot closer with a hidden unit before it gets spotted. Whereas in, like, Warhammer, for example, and even Troy now, that detection range is a lot bigger. So I never really feel like you can do a proper ambush. I feel like the ambushes in Three Kingdoms always feel a lot more cool. Not like ambush at a campaign level, but when you're like in a battle and you hide units in the forest and set up an ambush charge or whatever like that, I feel like Three Kingdoms does a better job of those. So I'm curious to see how all of these kind of stalking units can be utilized and how fun they feel with that kind of with that in mind as well. Anyway, enough time spent on these Sanjiang poison darts. Let's move on to our javelin throwers. Or over here, they've got some shields as well. Looks like they've got some spears as well for use in melee, and their javelins, of course. And it's actually, they've got like 2 on the back over here. Interesting. Again, we're familiar with these shields as well, similar to ones we've seen before. These guys are also skirmishers. Heavy missile attacks, all right? So a powerful ranged attack can pierce armor with ease. Fair enough. Where are we? 60 armor piercing damage. That is pretty hefty. Stock is ridiculous in 3K. You don't like it? I like it. That's what it should be like. I feel like you're actually stalking your enemy. I guess they throw the pipes and the pipes blow up, hence blow pipes. My God, Esteban. I'd love to. There's a game concept somewhere in there where it's just like all the units except they're the interpretation that like a child would have just reading it in a book. It's like knights. Oh, they only fight in the dark. I don't know. God, that was bad. Javelin throwers, right. So we got the fire resistance issue, disciplined, ignore forest penalties, loose formation, shield wall, and circle formation. So proper shield usage, less ammunition, and the smaller bit of range. So again, we're looking at a unit that is, I guess, primarily melee after it runs out of its javelins. What changed for old heroes? Haven't touched on that yet. There are some new heroes from the old factions that we looked at just before we dove in. And when we hit play, we'll see them again. But beyond that, can't answer that question for you right now. Again, we've got our shield wall. Like we're familiar with how these look now, so I don't think I have to keep checking these out. Because these shields are also now familiar shapes and art, I suppose. So back to your regular formations. And let's head on over to the Tiger Slingers. Now again, just to be clear, they do not actually pick up and sling the tigers into battle, as cool as that would be. I wouldn't put it past, like we're going so ahistoric, I wouldn't put it past them to like have like Buddy comes up and like kneels on the floor, Tiger climbs his back and jumps into battle. Like, at this point, why not? That'd be pretty cool, actually. I wonder if the melee Tiger units do that. I need to check their animations out. But let's see here. We've got skirmishers, causes scare. Yeah, no doubt, has wild animals. What is the image on the shield? A frog? I think the image on these shields is a turtle, is what I would assume. We've got a lot of turtle imagery. That's what I think it might be, but I could be mistaken. I'm not too sure, I'll be honest. So these tigers are, unlike their melee counterparts, they are not armored. So these are the melee tigers, for those of you that are just joining in. They have some pretty, good-looking armor, actually. But our Tiger Slinger tigers are unarmored, fighting in the nude. That's why they cause scare, obviously. Has wild animals. Yeah, you don't say. Fire resistance, scare, disciplined, ignore forest penalties, unbreakable, loose formation. Now, in terms of their stats alone, okay, 74 ammo, decent range. So these guys, again, they fall into the actual tiger. They fall into the actual ranged unit category. But I guess if they get into melee, there are tigers. Special ability, yeet tiger. Yeah. Just chuck them in. Last ditch attempt. I guess they're unbreakable, right? So when you run out of ammunition, you can opt to either run away with the unit and keep them safe for a battle down the line, or you throw them in and take chances with their melee capabilities. Like the charge bonus that's not a bad charge bonus. 366, that's no joke, right? So I guess, yeah, in a pinch, you could actually use them to protect your rear line of archers and stuff, so they can get in there with a bit better melee chances, I suppose, and protect your archers who don't have decent melee chances. Next up, we have the Hidden Vipers. And these guys are also with their blowpipes, all-rounders, missile defense, and poisoned weapon. So again, fire resistance issues, disciplined, forest penalty ignore, stock again. Then we've got loose formation and mixed missile static formation. We're familiar with this, of course. There are the base game units that have this formation as well. It's when the front line comes down, shields down, spears up, That's the way we like to fight. Back over here, of course, these guys will meanwhile fire away with their blowpipes. Oh yeah, okay, interesting. And these weapons, oh yeah, because they're swords, they've got the high kind of stance. But yeah, we're familiar with this angle of approach, I suppose. It immobilizes them. Can't use it if you're on an elephant. Yeah, no surprise there. No surprise there. And presumably it protects your ranged units a little bit. Rate this game 1 to 10. Well, that's a tough one. The game, like the base game. Gorillas don't live in China. Should have Harambe art on those shields. Rest in peace. I was wondering why their fangs look that long. Wait, I'm losing a track. Italians catapulted a donkey. I wouldn't put it past the Nanman to chuck tigers at their enemies. I mean, hey, throwing animals into battle is not an unrealistic concept, but I wouldn't want to be the guy that has to chuck tigers. Let me just put it that way. All right, next up, we've got our elephants. There are 3 kinds of elephants. There are southern elephants, war elephants, and Nantong elephants, I believe. Actually, hold on. Yeah, there we go. Get you guys back over here. Southern, Nantong, because those, and the war elephants. Those are the last set of units we have to look at. I say have to. You don't really have to do anything in life, but you know what I mean. Get you guys lined up over here, please. And make sure I've got one of each. Where is my war elephant? There we go. There we go. Perfect. Away from the tree so I can actually look at the unit. This is why I like the plains battlefield for this kind of thing, so you can actually look at the units properly. Alright. I don't think tigers can protect, as they would probably have trouble distinguishing ally from enemy. Well, you know, you train tigers. Tigers recognize people. Cats, you can see video of tiger trainers go back into the wild to meet their, you know, tigers that they raise, and the tigers recognize them. That's the thing. I buy that. I like that name, Tiger Shay. Tiger Shay. Get a 300 kilogram tiger, or a 90 kilogram tiger. Sorry, Trebiger. Yeah, Tiger Shay is better, or Tigger Shay, I suppose. Jeez. Darth Logan Griffith, thank you for subscribing. Hope you're enjoying the show. Whether again it is this you're watching or something else. If you are, then let me know. If you're not, let me know as well. But I would assume you are because you subscribed. Now, the Southern Elephants. Roll, assault. Elephant unit. I wouldn't have been able to tell. Small unit. What? Oh, okay. Unit consists of a few men, making them easily overwhelmed. Fair enough. What's the passive buff on Tiger Slingers? What did I miss here? Tiger Slingers. Let's go back on these guys. What do we got over here? Fire resistance, scare, disciplined, ignore force penalties, unbreakable, and loose. Or were you looking for something else? Let me know what you mean, and I'll get back on that for you. I will get back on that for you. But for now, let's take a look at, yes, these southern elephants. How about these elephants? They are siege attackers. You want a trebuchet? There you go. Charge negation. Yeah, I would imagine. Ignore force penalties and immune to terror. Wonderful. Wonderful. The charge bonus is over. Oh, interesting. 398. I mean, okay, it is different. It is significant. But what I was going to say was the tigers on the Tiger Slingers are 366. Compare that to these southern elephants at 398. You know, we're kind of seeing a parallel there in terms of effectiveness, of efficiency, I guess, of the charge off the tigers. Those tigers remind me of a game called Theocracy, a game where you play a leader of Atlan tribe in Mexico, or Atlan tribe in Mexico, Central America, and fight. I don't know about this game. I might need to check it out. Cat in top hat, small elephant. These 3 elephant units have the same variant as mammoths in Warhammer. Oh, I see. Like from a gameplay perspective, I suppose you mean. Oh, important to touch on as well. The Howdah, I suppose it classifies as, carries someone who is able to, yes, throw weapons. We have ammo, a little bit of ammo. Actually, that's a fair bit of ammo. That's not a little bit. That's a fair bit of ammo. And we have a decent bit of range as well. These guys are proper ranged units, and of course, when it comes time to melee, you can throw them in there. But morale of 41, that is pretty easily mangled. That is pretty quickly taken care of, much like any of these like infantry units. I wonder about the longevity in melee. 96k health. Curious. So the guy in the cage, elephants throw him? Yeah, so basically the animation, if I understand it correctly, is the trunk goes up, picks the guy up, and chucks him in. And then the next guy, he climbs in, and he gets picked up and chucked in. I think that's the plan. I think that's the plan. Next up, we have our war elephants, and you can see they have these guys have more ammunition, and the ammo is also heavier, which is why they have mighty knockback, because these guys actually have padding so when they get thrown in, they kind of form a cannonball. That's why they've got the trebuchet icon. That's how this game works. Anyway, on a serious topic, war elephants. My apologies. War elephants. Roll assault elephant unit. You don't say mighty knockback. They are the siege attackers. They have charge negation. Sorry, I see what you mean. Quick interruption here. Sorry, folks. This is what you're talking about. Release animals. Let's step away from these elephants over here. Unleash the beasts of war. The animals can only be released when you are close enough to the enemy and will attack the closest unit to them. Same thing with the tiger warriors. Release the animals. I'm curious what is a regular engagement versus releasing the animals. Maybe that's what we'll do after we take a look at these last couple units, is just experiment with these experimental units a little bit. So yeah, war elephants. Siege attacker, charge negation, ignore forest penalties, immune to terror, of course, and then mighty knockback is that extra damage that the southern elephants do not have. Fair bit of ammo, fair bit of range, and that charge bonus of 552. Now we're talking. Immune to terror is unrealistic for elephants. I was thinking that as well, actually, William. It's like, to me, elephants get scared. They get scared, I wouldn't say easily, but they get scared. And when they do, they rampage, right? Like, let's think about, like, Rome, for example. So I'm curious about the decision here. And I wonder if it'll stay that way right up until release. I wonder if it's balanced around that. I wonder if there's any, chance for that to change. Because them being immune to terror is a little strange. And I felt the same way about the tigers as well. The tigers are unbreakable. It's kind of like, well, tigers, you can scare an animal. I mean, throw like a flaming torch at them and they'll kind of back up a little bit, right? They're animals at the end of the day. Maybe you can train a tiger not to be scared of fire, I suppose. But I'm curious about some of those decisions for sure, myself as well. Now we've got the Nanman elephant. And these guys, straight out of like, oh my god. Yes, please. I love this. Banging these drums with his clubs. It's the same model as the clubs that people fight with. Oh, and oh, that's nice. I like that orange. It's a very nice, punchy, vibrant orange to separate the Nanman elephants from the war and even the what are they called? Southern elephants. I really like the paint variants in terms of the texture, like the art that's been put on, and that animation makes me very happy. It warms my heart. It warms my heart. Elephants are scared of mice, but not tigers or humans. Elephants are scared of a lot of things. You yell at them, you charge at them, they get worried. Anyway, so these guys are support role, hence the drums, I take it. Elephant unit, yep, small unit. Siege attacker still, charge negation, ignore forest penalties, immune to terror. Rapid cadence gives a speed buff. It is an active buff, okay. And this is, again, I am in records mode right now, just a heads up. Immune to fatigue, speed increase, okay. Aggressive cadence gives range damage buff, both armor piercing and baseline, and same thing for melee as well. And then we have our cautious cadence, morale and melee evasion buffs. Interesting. Interesting, okay. I'm just trying to think about how this kind of same idea can be applied to other historical games without being ahistoric. It's like you work to drum beats and like it is a thing, right? Music on the battlefield is a thing. I like this even in my records mode, and you will often hear my like thoughts expressed in such a way, like records versus romance. I think it's a cool distinction, cool approach, which is why I want to be so aware of the nuance there, if you will, and I like the idea of music being used as a support tool on the battlefield. Personally, drums make more sense as siege projectiles, but what do we know? I mean, yeah, honestly, if push comes to shove, do the elephants now have more ammunition because they can pick up the drums as well? And actually, I just realized. These guys actually don't have ranged capabilities here. They wouldn't be unbreakable on Warhammer with giants and dragons, though. I mean, they shouldn't be unbreakable, historically speaking, either against humans. You get enough pointy things poking at any animal, and they'll get scared. The AT dog, though, I have not heard of that. Laughing Badger. In Vanilla 3K, they just took out all character abilities. Yeah, exactly. It was just like, Well, we'll get rid of the character abilities, and now it's records mode. Also, we'll put them in a unit. So, Mad Max. I was going to make a Mad Max reference, but I thought, yes, absolutely. I was totally thinking Mad Max when I saw the drum pair there. When they play the drums, King Kong Rong comes out to play. Oh, time for another Kong Rong playthrough. One where he... well, no spoilers. If you haven't seen my Kong Rong playthrough, it's probably one of my favorite Total War playthroughs. Can recommend. We can start the battle over here. On the other side, we just have a handful of generals, but I think what we'd be better off doing is let's get some of those unique units on display. Let's get some of those unique units on display, I think. I want to see what those tigers act like and what the elephants act like against... oh, you know what? The Juggernaut. We'll look at the Juggernaut as well. But I want to get set up for that. Let's... I mean, okay, let's get rid of you. We got the Juggernaut. Let's get... Because I want to actually see these units in action, I have to not do an actual battle. But again, y'all let me know. Actual battle versus looking at these units. Because my intent is to look at the units in action. So let's go in. Let's add a couple of melee units over here. Some that'll actually stand and fight. Perhaps the G infantry. Let's go ahead and give them Spear Guard. Sure. That should be enough for our experimentation. We can always come back and play around with it. Yeah, I kept the Juggernauts in there. Don't worry. We'll look at them. Thanks, Esteban. Historical men riding tiger. Yeah. Best playthrough? Agreed, Adam. I really like the Kong Rong playthrough. I grew very attached. Peaked early with Three Kingdoms. Peaked early. Humans will run when facing a tiger or elephant, since usually they just face other humans. I don't know. If you're a warrior... Okay, this is really kind of dark for showcasing, but I guess we could work with it. It's okay, I think. I mean, if you're a trained warrior fighting a bunch of elephants, it is obviously terrifying. Hence the morale damage mechanic, right? But if you have to fight, you have to fight, right? If you have to fight, you have to fight. I really want to see what the tigers are like. So let's go ahead and get our tigers up front first. And again, I'm not fighting to win over here. Fighting just to see what these units act like. Because I have to be very wary of my time limit as well. I cannot stream for too long. So I want to make sure we see the things we want to catch. I want to see an actual battle. Partly, War Cabinet is in order. Any animal to chuck at enemies. All the animals. All right, before we actually push in, because we're the attackers here, let's take a look at these Juggernauts. They look absolutely dope as hell. Oh my. Sorry, there we go. Get the UI out of my way. That is really quite special. Fire comes out the mouth. That's really nice. That is really nice. This folks back over here. I'm curious to see this in action as well. Well, once we send our tigers closer, they'll start firing at us. So we'll see. Firing at us in more ways than one. Let's get to work over here. Let's get our lineup of elephants. Just marching up. Let's get our tigers coming up. Let's take a look at what these guys actually look like when they're moving in. So the slingers are clearly faster than our proper like tiger warriors based on the mingling over here. That's what it looks like. Me, I'm rude, William. What did I do? What did I do wrong? What did I say? What did I say? By the way, is the stream working okay, or is it kind of being choppy? I mean, yeah, I'm showing the units off, Daniel. Could dive into battle to show them off, but then the stats change and everything as well. Is me or these Juggernauts could have been named Dragon Crossbows? Yeah, basically. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. All right, let's hurry these guys along. I mean, again, we are throwing tigers up against a line of spears, so I don't know how well that's going to work out for us. Let's get our elephants coming in from behind as well. A couple of you off to the side there. Just get like a devastating charge in. Yeah, I hear that, William. Dragons aren't the one dancing. Yeah, the dragons here will make the incoming enemies dance. Looks good? Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure the stream was still going okay, because I've never had this kind of stuttering while playing, so I just wanted to make sure. All right, so experiment time. Experiment time. We've got our slingers over here. Decent range. Right, they should be able to fire from around over here. Oh, the tigers get sent through right away. That was a ranged attack order. Tigers don't give a damn. All right. Oh, have to watch one die. Now let's look at the health bar over here. Oh, interesting. So the tigers are definitely dropping here. Yeah, I should have just put in less enemy units. It would have been a lot cleaner that way. Camera's also not cooperating with me right now. Alright. I mean, tigers have definitely died, but... pull these guys back. Let's see what's going on here. You still have your tigers. They are just chasing... This is... I like this. Are they just chasing the enemy? What are you... Where are you going right now? What are you... Buddy. Hang on. Where are you headed? There's nothing to chase over here. What are you... Don't abandon the battlefield. This is cool, though. Okay, them just like kind of abandoning the unit is interesting, but I can't quite tell. Because some of them have stayed and some have wandered off. Alright. If I say release animals, what happens? They just get sent in. How resilient are they? I mean, again, they are up against spears right now. Oh my god. Let's go wave of attacks there. So again, these are the actual tiger units you want to use in melee, I suppose. And you can see a bit more survivability over here. Just covered in blood, matted fur and everything. Oh man, the splash damage is maybe a little much. It does crush me to see them die, yes, Laughing Badger, it does. Okay, so that was pretty good. These guys are backing up, shaking, damage sustained. Good stuff, good stuff. Now, can we pull these tigers back? Can we pull these guys back? These guys are coming back. The tigers, oh. So I guess once the tigers have been let loose, they have been let loose. And look at the health over here. The tiger slingers... Very interesting, because they're still alive. So what happens when that health drops? I'm so curious about like these little like changed mechanics things. Because over here, I mean, these guys have taken a lot of damage. Fair. Those tigers are staying engaged. They are not falling back. So that's good to know. Once you throw your tigers in, they are in. It's like taking the blinder off of a hawk or something, I guess. Committed to the battle. This, you know what? This is pretty cool. Yeah. This is pretty cool. I don't know what those tigers were doing off on the side, though. The ones that ran off, like, were they chasing a unit? They're actually acting like wild animals. It's so much... That's so much more than I'd anticipated. I thought they would just, like, march in with their handlers and you know, kind of, like, fight alongside them. But no, this is legit. They're wild animals. We still have one tiger back there from the slingers crew as well. Trying to get the job done over here. Fight, little buddy. No. Bad timing on my part. Yeah, releasing attacks anyone close to you, but issuing an attack goes where you want them to. But what I wanted to test was if, like, after you issue an attack, if they can be called back. And the answer is no. Now, hang on. Let's go ahead and get this party started as well. Those juggernauts haven't been firing yet. I do want to see those juggernauts fire as well. Actually, let's get you in from the side here. Don't want too much of the fighting to happen in the trees. You are Southern Elephants, you are Southern, and you are Nandong. Okay, so you should probably not be over here, actually. You should not be fighting. War Elephants coming in. Alright. Let's go ahead and watch this. Again, it's so weird to me to even just hit the pause button. Yeah, roam 2 dogs. Oh, man. Good point. Where are you going? Come on, elephants. Get in over here. Well, these guys came through. Right, I'm waiting for a rear charge. Oh my god! They're not stopping. They are not stopping at all. Oh dear, Spear Guard. So much for being anti-large. I guess that's what the anti-cav moniker means. Just destroyed. Wrecked. In we go. Come on now. Dude. See, like... Okay. I'll reserve my comment for afterwards. Oh, look at that. I'm gonna roast my elephants over here. What's that about? Okay, looks like some of these guys are firing consistently. I want to get a good shot of them actually getting their shots in. Anybody? Anybody? Oh, we destroyed this army. Yeah, Jesus is right. We just... It was... Didn't stand a chance. See, now that's where I bring the question of, like, unbreakable units. Do they make sense? Can you, like... A little bit of elephant booty over there. Can you... I can't... No one's unbreakable to that kind of a charge. Right? Like, that ain't right. Alright, these elephants are just doing their thing now. Getting the job done. Now, what does an elephant look like when it dies? I want to see the elephant death animation. I know we're so focused on elephants and stuff right now. Running. Well, we've got some time still. We've got some time still. So the Juggernauts, looks like their actual like firing port is below the mouth, which is a little different from what I would have expected. But, I mean, if that's what it is, that's what it is. They still look dope as hell. There's no argument there. Chasing after Wei Yan over here. Getting in his way and trying to kill him. I was hoping to see, like, Ryder get knocked off the horse. I want to see what this kind of engagement looks like, elephant versus horse. Man, the fire looks so nice. Also, I'll never get over running horses. Beautiful animation in this game. But he's getting scared off. Yeah, no general can stand. You are wavering. Flaming shots, nearby fire. Yeah, very quick to give up on a fight. You get some archers with some flaming shots, and I imagine you can finish elephants off before without too much trouble. That's what I suspect. Flame cannons have way too short a range, you say. Let's see. Range is 65. Yeah, that's like our, like, just a little bit more than like our javelins and stuff, right? Yeah. But when they hit, Can you get the flamethrower carts as well? Flamethrower carts? The morale is unbreakable. Their bodies aren't. I guess, Esteban, I guess. It's like, oh, so you're not going to give up on the fight? We'll make your body give up on the fight. I guess. It's just a funny, like, list item to me. It's like, oh yes, this unit will not surrender, will never fear. Watches an entire line of spears get gored by a bunch of elephants. On which note, actually? On which note? We have these guys on elephants, but they don't have their elephant abilities. Cool. So in records mode, you don't have access to gore or stomp or even the trumpet. You know, I wonder about that. I feel like some of that stuff does make sense in records mode. I feel like some of that stuff does make sense in records mode. All right, I think we're done this battle. We can go ahead and concede the defeat over here. No, no big deal. I think that was pretty effective. I wonder what else we can test out. What do we want to experiment with here a little bit? Do we want to see... Let me know, chat. Let me know in chat if there's something specific you want to see, because I've got about another 20-ish minutes to showcase any battle-related thing. So I want to make sure I hit the mark. So let me know in chat what you might want to see. I feel like we saw the tigers in action, and I'm glad we did. I do want to see the followers of the flame as well. I wanted to see what their weapon looked like when you hit play battle, so I just need to remember to do that. Definitely glad we looked at the tigers, because that's much more involved than I'd initially anticipated, and I like it in its in that way. I mean, my concern of it's like, again, is it historically accurate? No. Is it ahistoric? Yes. But so were the Sherwood Archers, so were the Battlefield Assassins, right? It's not new for Total War to do that kind of stuff. You can still get tigers and flame cannon carts. Who would have the flame cannon carts? This is all records mode, by the way. That battle was entirely records mode. I guess these guys wouldn't have the carts. Elephant versus elephant. Oh, true. I can't, Bob. I cannot do that, unfortunately. Not today. Unbreakable units are cool. I guess in romance mode. I like unbreakable. There should be like a variant of unbreakable. Unbreakable, except against elephants. Sure, we can throw in the romance mode characters. Why not? Let's do that. I feel like that's a good thing to look at in sort of a preview approach. Again, what I like matters less to me in a preview kind of a setup, I guess, because I want to make sure that what you like or what you're curious about is put on display. You as like a collective y'all, you know. Let's see. Do I want to...
I want to check these fire archers out as well. The Sanjiang poison darts, they have their stock ability. Zhuge Liang should have the flame cannons. Okay, let's go ahead and get Zhuge Liang in here. There he is. How handsome. Got the Juggernauts. Well, okay, first of all, just Sleeping Dragon him. Now it's just Juggernauts, Trebuchet, and multiple bolt crossbow. Why does the cart not ring a bell for me? Who are the new Han generals? We've got Wei Yan, we've got Shen Yu, and we've got, well, no, not Zhuge Liang. What was the other guy's name? Li Ru, I believe. There we go, this guy. So it looks like there are no flaming carts. I would like to see the fire melee in action. Okay. Can you dismount elephants? We'll find out. I didn't see a dismount button when we were in that last battle. So we'll find out. I also heard, I also saw elephant versus elephant requests. So let's go ahead and get a Nanman general in here. Let's get... Let's go with Mulu, so he can flip us off while we flip him off. And let's go ahead and give him a unit of elephants as well. We could put him on elephant back as well. Now, all of our generals are, yes, on elephants. Excellent, so we can check if they can dismount as well. A couple spear units, it's fine. Juggernauts is fine. Yeah, we've got Wei Yan, Shen Yu, and Li Ru. The new generals. I think the carts of those flame cannons. Yeah. All I know about are the Juggernauts now. Oh, the cart is the... I see, Bob. I see. All right, let's get rid of some of these elephants so it's not so ridiculous. We got Southern War, Southern, sure. Just want to see some of these things in action, especially, yeah, with the followers of the flame we want to see. We saw the tigers, but we have some tiger slingers. Again, we can experiment a bit more with them. And we've got our fire archers, right. Let's dive in with this, and we can see if we can get more in. I want to make sure I don't, like, stall for too long or anything like that. Dismount is not an option. Yeah, that's what I thought, but I couldn't remember. Okay, so you cannot dismount from off an elephant, even in romance mode. Li Ru is a weird addition for this expansion since he's part of Dong Zhuo's faction. I think they're just trying to, like, spread the love, so to speak. Second from the bottom on the attacker side. So we're the attacker. Second from the bottom would be King Wutugu. King Wutugu? Wutugu, I'm not sure. That's our buddy here. Now, these guys, again, because they're on elephants, they do not have access to their regular abilities. They have access to their elephant abilities. And their elephant abilities are, for some of them, it is all three, Trumpet, Gore, and Stomp. But some of them do not have access to Gore. For example, King Duosi here does not have access to Gore, just Trumpet and Stomp. Just want to get that note out there. Now, these guys are not able to dismount or anything like that. As you can see down over here, no option for that. And our Tiger Warriors, they don't have any, like, leave animals behind option or anything like that. All right, let's see. Our Flaming Warriors, we want to experiment with these guys, see what they do. And I want to see as well these guys with stock. Both of y'all have stock. I want to see how that kind of plays. Get them out over here, move them up to get some work done. And nothing else we have to get too specific with, right? We're just testing stuff out here. It's not a battle for the sake of a battle. It's a battle to look at stuff in action. So let's go ahead and begin. Now, what I want to check with these guys... Excuse me? Why are you not hidden? Or are you hidden but the icon isn't showing? That's kind of weird. Wonder if I need to report that. Or if I missed something. They have stock. Can move whilst hidden in any terrain. So that's a little strange. A little elephant emoji dropping in chat. Coffin cat. It's adorable. Now we have unique... Do you know any of the unique faction mechanics for the new factions? That's stuff that I cannot touch on just quite yet, but we will cover that when we can. In Rome, 2 elephants can stampede. Why not here in records mode? Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was touching on earlier as well. It's just like, that would reflect the elephant's ability to, you know, break and panic. And if I recall correctly, in Rome too, if the elephant started panicking, you could have the rider slay the elephant, right? I might be mixing 2 Total War games up now, but I recall that being a thing. These guys, they're... okay, interesting. Well, while they're marching up, let's go ahead and take a look at these followers of the flame, and yep, we were right. Man. Can you imagine being hit by one of those? Definitely leave a mark, that's for sure. Jeez, oh, that's nice actually. The flame has like a little blue... It's quite pretty. It's quite nice. Quite nice. Alright, let's go ahead and send them forward. I want to see what their attacks and all look like as well. Just you guys, please. And then, what else do we want to see? I want to see the wolf pack in action, potentially. Stock means can move while hiding, not can hide anywhere. I think, no. Stock means they can hide in any terrain. It says can move while hidden in any terrain. Unless that means can move while hidden in any terrain that can hide them. But maybe I'm mixing things up. Yeah, I'm like, now I'm like second guessing myself, but I'm pretty sure stock is, you're hidden until you get within, visible range, right? If you can't dismount an elephant, you can throw it. Wait, hang on. Don't throw the elephants. Alright, get these guys pushing up as well. Where are our flaming... There we go, these guys. Axes for icons. Cool. Now, these guys are not responding to this movement. Oh, spoke too soon, did I? Yeah, seems I spoke too soon. Hidden enemies. What about our hidden units? Send them right around the back over here and see if these guys respond. I wanted to test the stock distance. Elephants seem a bit overpowered in battle. Yeah. Like, I mean... Here. We'll have our frontline engagement start, and then we'll just send our elephants charging in. How about that? Yeah, Akis, yeah, if they went berserk, you could kill them, right? Now, these guys... Yeah, they are rotating, so they are able to see us. Yeah, maybe it's a bug. I'll report it, make sure it's... Or maybe I'm misunderstanding, but they didn't even get the hidden icon when they were in the trees, right? So... We'll see. Right, AI is really making it hard for me not to just send my elephants charging into this massive clump. But let's go ahead and... Right, romance mode. The generals are going to be... pain. I don't care for romance mode, by the way, for those of you wondering. Just not my thing. I know it's a lot of people's thing, and that's great, cool, to each their own. It's not my thing. Which is why I might seem... a little out of my element here. Yo, King Mulu. Be silent and die, he says, flipping the bird. I love this. I hope they don't change that art. It's so good. It's so good. All right, let's see this here. I want to see what these guys look like charging in. Of course, I got the guy with the banner. In we go. Ah, the fires look pretty nice. And okay. Anticlimactic end to the charge there, but alright. I want to see if units actually catch fire when they're hit by these like flaming maces. Oh, this guy just has a sword. What happened there? What happened there, buddy? No one seems to be catching fire, no, but I mean, fair, okay. Any particularly wild animations? Okay. I was hoping for more pizzazz, I suppose. They're fun looking. I mean, don't get me wrong. I just wish like units would catch fire, or like they seem to have like 2 or 3 swings. I mean, there's a little bit of fire over here. Let's also actually, on the topic of fire, get our fire archers up. There you are. Get these guys up over here. We can also send our generals charging in. Mostly strategists. Oh yeah, good point. They are 2 of them are strategists, I think, or 3 of them rather. Reckon this is C has attempted testing a possible unit count for Warhammer 3. I mean, they've been doing that in Warhammer 2 as well, haven't they? You're gonna charge me? I'm gonna charge you. Let's see. My God, that elephant did not give a damn about these spears. All right, let's take a look at some of these abilities as well. Get fully kind of immersed in there, and let's use that stomp. Well, of course, I click it, and then 10 seconds later he responds. This is the morale drop, a pretty big range. It'll probably scare Oh, it's nice. They actually... I mean, of course they actually have an animation. And what about gore? Let's go charging up this way. I feel like I can use if in melee. All right, so charge in there. Let's engage. Beautiful. And I want to see what gore is like. Of course, both of these attacks happen when they're actually disengaged. Because it looks like with gore, they just kind of do a little headbutt kind of a thing. Let's see. Gore. Gore? I guess that was the gore animation? Or is it just no, it's a splash damage. So it should be a last, like it should be a weird, okay. Trumpet is simple. They do that. Pretty cute. Scare these guys off. And we've got stomp as well. Anywhere where I can stomp? Oh my god. Elephants versus juggernauts. This guy's got, how's he riding a horse with something so big between his legs? Over here, yeah, we don't have stomp available for you. Anywhere where I can send my elephants. Already broken the enemy. Fire archers confirmed. I think shoot flaming shots. Where are you? They're being charged down. Get out of skirmish mode. Come on. And elephant versus elephant happening over here. Just like a headbutting competition, it looks like. Okay, this it's a lot of blood. Like Quentin Tarantino over here. That's how an elephant drops when they're dead, I guess. Yeah, it's just like a headbutting competition. Buddy, get away. Please. Planet Zoo, yes. We'll have vending machines. Thanks, AVK. No need to spam. Don't spam chat, please. Oh, don't break my archers. I want to see them in action. Get away, get away. Elephant's going in to get the job done, though. Wei Yan's getting in my way. There we go. Tied him down. Oh, was that friendly fire? Yeah. Looks like an elephant charge actually knocked one of our own archers over. Pull you over to here. Alright, you stay engaged. Pull you over to here. Should be able to fire from a decent distance. And I assume, again, it's all flaming shots. All flaming shots, all day, every day. Come on. Let's see this in action. It's interesting. You can actually change their like flaming shots to regular shots. Yeah, all flaming shots. Oh, the depth of field always looks so good. Elephant versus horse. You know, battle for the ages. Zooming on Wei Yan. Alright, where is Wei Yan? Maybe I should let him out of this mosh pit if y'all want to actually see him. Oh, he actually stood up against the southern elephants there. Ruined the elephant's day. Back into the woods we go. Where are you, buddy? There he is. I mean, he's covered in blood now, so I don't know if that does exactly what you were hoping it would do. Jeez, that is a lot of blood. I should dial it down a little bit, shouldn't I? Like Tarantino envies this level of blood. This is a lot of blood. Did I mention the wolf handlers? No, they weren't wolf handlers. It's only tiger handlers, but it's a wolf pack is the unit. Still familiarizing myself with the unit icons here. Wolf pack. These guys. Right. So the wolf pack unit is just more a reference to the fact that they fight better as a group. Like if you have a bunch of them together, they get buffs with their pack hunter's ability here. Better melee charge bonus, better speed, better charge speed, things like that. I really wish elephants would stampede when they panic. Yeah, it does kind of define their whole... like that's kind of their like weakness, I guess, and they could damage you as well. I do wonder about that. I do wonder about that. At least for records mode. Now we're in romance, but some YT units already have berserk and controllable abilities. True, yellow turbans, right. I was like, YouTube units, what? Imagine the disease spreading from blood on blood contact back in those wars. Yeah, just a secondary killer at that point. Just a secondary killer at that point. What are you up to, buddy? Running away? Coward. Coward! Instead of having to rely on Guan Yu for Liu Bei, we have Wei yen. Gonna self-censor there before YouTube comes through with a ban hammer for me. Hey, Karufish, how's it going? A little late, yeah. We're just about to, I guess, wrap up. I mean, I'm trying to figure out if there's anything else special or unique worth highlighting and focusing on. I guess we could end this battle and see if, without really knowing the units inside and out, if we can do a quick fight. The problem with me actually doing a battle is that getting in and doing cinematic shots and all that is not really my my MO when I'm fighting a proper battle. So I don't know if it'll be a proper battle. Really wish they added big tuskers, male elephants with massive tusks. Are they a common sight in Southeast Asia, though? I guess that's the question there. Are they a common sight in the region? Let's go ahead and get, let's see, we've got some Nanzong champions. Throw in a couple of you, sure. Get our axe throwers in there as well. We'll go axe throwers. Trying to, like, classify my generals separately. What is the point to have flame attacks if the enemy don't burst into flames? Yeah, right? It's like, I don't know, set them alight. At least the ones that are just wearing fabrics as armor, set them on fire. It's the worst that could happen. We can keep the poison spears, I suppose. Okay, let's go ahead and add the poison spears over here for King Menghuo. Where are you? There we go. Very spear heavy there. And then let's go ahead and add, I mean, sure, some fire archers. Why would I not? And some tiger slingers. Auto-generate army for you. Huang Gai, Xun Yu, and Liu Tong. Like a proper army-ish. Like cavalry and everything. Yeah, whatever. I'm not here to win. New settlements added. I'd like to see a gate pass battle. I don't... I should be fine to... I don't know. I'll be honest. I'm not sure if I can showcase that right now. So if you don't mind, maybe we save it for another day, because I'm just not sure if I'm able to. Now, okay, night battle is not really the best for highlighting units visually, I would say. The stream jumped in right when I was watching your Planet Zoo playthrough. Balancing 3 playthroughs at once is really tough. Yeah, you're telling me. Akis, you're off? All right, have a good night, man. I hope you enjoyed this stream today. Not much of it left to go, actually, only a handful of minutes, but hopefully we can get like a quick kind of display mock battle in or something. Asian elephant tusks are longer, more crooked than African elephants. Really? I thought they had shorter, smaller tusks. I thought Asian elephants had smaller tusks. But I could be mistaken. Another day, another stream? Yes, another day, another stream. I mean, it's great to see so many of y'all drop by. I'm very happy to see the response to this really kind of last-minute impromptu stream. It was an experiment, I would say a successful one. You know, glad to have y'all join in. Definitely maybe something I want to do more for other DLC for other games and stuff that's coming up. And obviously when we get more details about the new Warhammer DLC and stuff like that, for example, you can bet your booty that I will be on it. Just a matter of when that happens. I have no answers, by the way. Don't ask questions. I legitimately do not have answers. I'm not being cheeky or coy. But I find like this live stream approach is a bit more flexible. Like if people are like, oh, hey, can you do the thing? That might not occur to me, then I can go in and do the thing. But let me know what y'all think. Again, in the comments as well as in chat right now. Asian elephants have a 5-head. A what now? I guess Kong Rong is now the 4th playthrough. Oh, you're adding Kong Rong to your list? I really do enjoy Kong Rong. The Kong Rong playthrough, like I said earlier, one of my favorite Total War playthroughs. Up there with Quick Head Taker, I would say. Ah, damn it, I'm in romance mode. Whatever, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. All right, so we got all of our archers back over here. Let's go ahead and get them grouped up. All right, we can stay on back over here. These guys. Now our front over here, our Vanguard deployed Nanzong champions. I mean, okay, right. I'm fighting against an actual army. I just remembered. It's like, wait, hang on a second. It's an actual army. It's not just like a paltry set of 4 units or something. The Wuguo axe throwers are also able to Vanguard deploy. I mean, I wonder if I could try doing a little bit of harassment. I have my doubts. Go ahead and bring these guys over here. Move them in separately, maybe. And these Nanman slingers. How'd you end up back over there? Get you all over here. Cool. It's because I was selecting one at a time. Get you guys back over here. Yeah, sure, whatever. Let's start. Let's get this ball rolling, right? It's a very wide deploy. You know, maybe I should have done. Maybe I should have taken this battle a bit more seriously. Maybe I should have taken this battle a bit more seriously. It's not gonna go so hot. Got you guys over here. Yeah, those are all of my ranged units fighting in the trees, but we ignore forest penalties, right? So how's that gonna work for us? Mike and something else coming in with a super chat. Thank you very much for that super chat. Again, as always, these kinds of things really help the streams and make them more viable and more common. Why didn't the vampire attack Taylor Swift? She had bad blood. Guess who's bad? Christ. Oh my God. Kill me now. Kill me now, Mike. That's not bad. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Hang on, where are our ranges here? We have some mixed ranges because we do have our Tiger Slingers, and our Tiger Slingers have a shorter range. We could try slinging at these Tiger and Leopard cavalry units back over here. And again, it's romance mode, so the generals are going to be a pain. Archers are able to fire away. Again, decent range on these guys. Now, obviously, the units are going to be hidden as they come through. And right, of course, if we send the Tigers charging in, they will go charging in. Tiger versus cavalry. What's that look like? Now, these are Tiger Slinger Tigers. Just to be clear. Oh, that guy got tossed off his horse. I don't know if the Tigers are doing so hot, actually. Hard to say. And this is heavy cavalry. Oh, no, we're doing all right, actually. Doing all right. Archer's just setting these trees on fire over here. Nanman Slingers, let's pull you away. The fire is not doing us any favors, obviously. Pull you guys back a little bit. Oh, rear charged. Okay. Not paying attention. All right, let's look at these. Let's look at these Tigers. I'm curious how the Tigers are going to behave. Like they've routed off this one unit. I haven't unleashed them. So much for a proper battle. I haven't unleashed the Tigers or released them, but it looks like they went from one unit to another. They are wild animals. I like it. I like it. I'm going to try Empire of Sin when it comes out. You bet I am. I love that era of history and that setting, Prohibition and all that stuff. I'm super curious about Empire of Sin. I really hope I get access to it and can show it off. But it's one of those games I've had my eye on for a while. Most anticipated for a while, right? Throwing axes coming through. I mean, these guys are all being engaged over here. We can obviously pull you guys back. Yeah. I mean, this is, again, so much for a real battle, like I said, right? These Tigers, though. Look at that. Now they're just chasing this broken unit. Okay, but, if I give them a new order, will they come back? They will not. I love it. They're just, nope, they do not give a damn about my orders. They're chasing that unit off to the end of the world. Not a single Tiger has come back. All right, that's pretty cool. Sold on the Tigers. Sold on the Tigers. Now, Protectors of Heaven versus my... Oh, dear. This is not going to go well. That's not going to go well at all. Yeah, 190 and 194 start dates. Yeah. I believe, yeah, that was mentioned in the FAQ. All right. I mean, this is a mess of a fight. Let's be honest. This is not a real battle. But I am pretty happy with the things that we were able to sort of see in action. Our wolf pack over here, I mean... Try and keep these guys alive and get something done, but it's a little too late for that. I mean, we've been so horribly like bashed into because I was busy looking at those Tigers. But if there's one takeaway, Tigers are pretty cool in how they've been put into the game. I want to see if I can't get one last glorious charge of the elephants coming through over here. Nice, just like get out of my way. In we go. Come on. Yes. Trying to get into formation over here. Like I said, get out of my way. Get out of my way. Good stuff, good stuff. Can I get a little stomp over here? Oh, every time they like move out before I'm able to get the stomp order out. But this unit just got absolutely wrecked there in no time. Absolutely wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. All the enemy units having some erectile dysfunction. On which note, folks, unfortunately, as the forests here burn, flaming shots coming through, I'm gonna have to call it a stream there. The Again, I am on a bit of a time limit, unfortunately. That's the caveat of early access. So that is where we're going to call it. I hope y'all saw a lot on this stream. If you have any questions or anything, I'll keep the stream alive for just a little bit longer so we can maybe talk about what we saw and what we think about what we saw and things like that. But apart from that, this is kind of where we're gonna call this stream. Again, I'll answer the questions I can answer. There are some things I can't talk about right now. I'm certainly glad that we saw the tigers in action and kind of pushed them to their quote-unquote limit, so to speak. It's cool to see that they do act like wild animals. They push out and they chase after enemy targets when you keep them when you send them in. They kind of keep that going, I guess. I'll mention again actually now before people start to disengage and leave, which is all good, obviously. But just want to mention, again, if you enjoyed what you saw, if you're curious about this DLC and you'd like to pick it up for yourself, I just, again, humbly suggest or request that you check out the Humble Bundle link that is in the description down below. If you buy it through there, you will get that sale price. It's also in chat right now. Yeah, you'll get the sale price, and you will also support the channel as well as charity. Yeah, happy you made it as well, Mike. I'm glad to see so many people kind of turn up for this. This will be on YouTube. Yes, it should be up actually immediately after the stream is over, so people can watch the VOD back fully. Thank you so much for the sneak peek, Esteban. It was really nice. It was really nice. Sorry. Thank you for letting me know. I'm glad to see folks who are interested in this approach, and I'll be curious to see comments as well. If people like this angle, if people like this kind of live streamed sneak peek, kind of collaborative, what do people want to see? Let's go check it out kind of a thing. I think that's a cool way to do it in the future with other things as well. Yeah, it's only me just a little too late, but hey, you can pretend to have been there because the VOD should be going up just shortly. But yeah, I just want to summarize. I'm really really happy with how those tigers work. Especially, they were my question mark, I suppose. But that question has been answered. First stream caught and watched all the way through. Happy that I did. Well, glad you could make it. The YouTube Sarko, glad you could make it. Again, thank you all for joining me on this random impromptu stream on this hopefully beautiful hump day. We're having a rather nice day over here in Toronto, at least. Have yourselves a wonderful rest of the week as well. Thank you again for your super chats and donations. It really means a lot in terms of streaming. It's a huge difference maker. So thank you very much, and as well, of course, as always, the massive thanks to all of my channel members and patrons for supporting the channel on a monthly basis. You keep us alive and running smoothly. Allow me to do experiments like this live stream. So my appreciation cannot be put into simple words, unfortunately. But thank you very much is the least I could say, I suppose. Apart from that, though, folks, again, of course, a big thanks to all of you for watching, whether you joined live or afterwards in the VOD. Until next time, cheers.